Good morning. Rise and shine, my friends. Today is Monday, May 20th, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Catherine Hobbs. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me. Today you can expect a high of 91 degrees, and I am officially protesting. Catch me with my hip-length hair in a French braid for the rest of summer while I pout over mango popsicles in the pool. Jokes aside, though, please be safe when the temps are on the rise, and if you take prescription medication, be aware that some of them can decrease heat tolerance. It's Monday in Mental Health Awareness Month, and that means we're chatting brains this morning, besties. I am a firm and outspoken believer that everyone needs something that sets their soul on fire, and that something should be a coping skill you reach for when things feel rough. For my partner, that's racing and other assorted sports ball activities. For one of my best friends, it's cooking. And for me, it's penguins. No surprise there. Whatever it is that makes your brain do a happy dance, create some time this week to set aside just for that thing. Research proves it can help regulate the nervous system, build self-worth, and promote feelings of well-being. Nothing bad about any of that. Former President Donald Trump took a break from his own legal troubles in New York and jetted over to Dallas this weekend to speak to the National Rifle Association. Side note, the NRA had legal troubles of its own earlier this year. While he was here, Trump picked up the NRA's endorsement for his third presidential run. He was joined by Governor Greg Abbott and others from the NRA's leadership forum. In his speech, former President Trump revisited many familiar subjects and made several jabs at President Joe Biden, including doling out pejorative nicknames. Trump's resounding message: vote for him or lose your guns. Rockwell Republican Justin Holland has represented Texas House District 33 since 2016, but keeping his seat is proving challenging. He cast controversial votes to raise the age to purchase assault rifles. He voted to impeach A.G. Paxton and against Governor Abbott's school voucher program. The Rockwell County Republican Party condemned Holland just before his primary, and now Abbott is out to get him, just ahead of the Republican runoff. Well, state figures show that Texas ranks second in the nation for Alzheimer's deaths, but a new study suggests a possible way to lower that rate. A team of Harvard researchers found a daily spoonful of olive oil may lower your risk of dying from dementia. KERA's Sam Baker talks about this with neurologist Dr. Ala Al-Habib of Texas Health Plano.
The study in question here is from Harvard researchers, but Google alone turns up several studies from reputable people about olive oil and dementia. What's behind the interest in olive oil in this respect?
Because of the content of the olive oil. It has the polyphenol as well as the monounsaturated fatty acid in a very high concentration as compared to the other oils. These are very important along with the antioxidants for health in general, and it helps with the brain cells and neurons.
How specifically does it help the brain?
So the polyphenols in olive oil, which are potent antioxidants, they are neuroprotective effect, or they have neuroprotective effect that can help protect neurons from inflammation and oxidative stress.
Is this a direct causality in terms of affecting the chances of dementia, or more like a correlation that's a result of the study?
I think it's a prospective study, and it's very hard because it's done over, a large volume of population, almost 92,000 people, who they have different kinds of lifestyles. So I don't think based on this study we can say a lot, but we know that the neurodegenerative disorder like dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's are strongly associated with a high level of inflammation.
And the properties in the olive oil can deal with inflammation directly?
It has the elements that deals with as anti-inflammatory and as well as antioxidant.
Does it matter what type of olive oil? Does it have to be extra virgin olive oil or some other type?
It does matter because as the temperature of the olive oil increases, the quality of that olive oil goes down and then become almost similar and maybe more harmful as compared to the other oils. So it's very important that you have a cold press, single source, extra virgin olive oil to keep all the antioxidants, all the good elements in there.
Although I have to admit now, when you hear the results of this study, I mean, at least 7 grams or somewhere between a daily spoonful or maybe a bit over a half tablespoon of olive oil daily, that doesn't seem like much.
And that speaks a lot about the benefits of the olive oil, even in a smaller amount. So I feel like adding it more to your diet will just help you. So I don't suggest that someone to drink olive oil, but probably replacing all the fat with olive oil will be very helpful.
I see. So it's one thing to take the olive oil, but if you're already following a healthier lifestyle, you're likely to derive some type of benefit from it, one type or another.
Exactly. Yes, especially quitting smoking, things like that.
Are there any other foods that are believed to help reduce dementia?
Nuts, because nuts also has a very high amount of omega-3 as well as antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. Plant-based diet in general also is very helpful for the brain health.
That was Dr. Ala Al-Habib chatting with KERA's Sam Baker. Y'all, it was a good weekend for North Texas sports ball and sports puck fans. The Stars have advanced to the next round of playoffs. Not to be outdone, the Mavs followed them up with a win and will also advance in their playoffs. When I was little, I made a bucket list filled with all sorts of out-of-this-world ideas of what a grown-up life could look like. Near the top of my list was go to the moon. While I don't see that in my very near future, one astronaut is giving me just a wee bit of hope. Ed Dwight, America's very first Black astronaut, went to space yesterday at 90 years old. He lifted off from West Texas for a 10-minute suborbital flight. If you haven't seen the photos of him emerging from the flight, run and check them out because that, my friends, is pure joy. Okay, so we've established that I'm a penguin girl, a moon girl, and a dino girl through and through. And while Stegosaurus is usually my dino of choice, and yes, I've memorized passages of paleontology books and have a pretty robust Steggy collection that is slowly but surely taking over my apartment, I think it's near impossible for any dino enthusiast to not also love T-Rex. Lucky for us, there's an exhibition at the Perot Museum giving all the goods on the latest research and discoveries about Tyrannosaurus. There are life-size models, there are fossil casts, there are interactive stations, and it is so cool. More on that and other upcoming events at kera.org/calendar. Thank you so much for starting your day with me today. I'm so glad you take a few minutes to listen each morning. Be sure to subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter at keranews.org and check us out on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Catherine Hobbs. We'll chat again tomorrow.